Hello to you. You're welcome to the Channel 1 Newsroom. We're broadcasting live from our studio at number 5 Ola Hansen Lane at Tessano here in Accra. I am Charles Owusukumi. Coming up. Nation to hold August 9 memorial for victims of Ghana Air Force helicopter crash. Also coming up, search for military helicopter wreckage enters second day in Ashanti region.
Watching news yesterday, that one concern was that some who first visited the scene take some, let's say, pieces off. So it was something that we thought wise to come and talk to them, do announcement, so that if there was something they picked from the scene, they can return it to also assist for the investigation that they need to conduct.
Ghana Medical Association urges urgent action as road crashes overwhelm health system.
Most often than not, they stay on the hospital bed for a long time. So, which means ensure that people who would need a bed for non-accidental injuries or just ordinary disease will not have access to those beds.
Later on the Channel 1 Newsroom, broken promises on the Ho-Aflao road as commuters demand lasting repairs under Big Push agenda. In Channel 1 Business. Finance Ministry invites public input for 2026 to 2029 budget planning. And in Channel 1 Sports. Dreams FC break into Africa's top 30 after historic CAF Confederation Cup run. Thank you for choosing the Channel 1 Newsroom. Let's now get into the details of our stories. A memorial service will be held on the evening of Saturday, August 9 to honor the 8 victims of Wednesday's tragic Ghana Air Force transport aircraft crash. The event, set for 5 p.m. at the forecourt of the State House, will bring together bereaved families, government officials, political leaders and members of the public. The ill-fated flight, which was en route to Obuasi, claimed the lives of several high-ranking government figures, including Dr. Edward Omane Boama, Dr. Murtala Mohammed, and 3 crew members. The tragedy has left the nation in deep shock and mourning. Away from that, members of the political class, together with family and friends, continue to lay wreaths in honor of the 8 individuals who lost their lives in Wednesday's tragic helicopter crash. Now, President of Sierra Leone, Julius Maada Bio, is in Ghana to show solidarity with President Mahama. The New Patriotic Party has also pledged its full support as government prepares for the state burial scheduled for next week, Friday. Channel 1 News' presidential correspondent, Akosi Ochre, reports.
The First Lady, Lodina Mahama, visibly shaken, shared in the nation's grief. Key members of the National Democratic Congress stood in solemn silence as they mourned members of their party.
This is a very sad day or week or period for all of us to see our beloved colleagues in this tragedy. We are here as Council of Elders of the National Democratic Congress to lay the wreath in honor of our colleagues.
We've lost good people who should have been around to see the success of the second NDC.
In a moment of shared grief came a call for unity.
These gallant men died in the course of duty, and so we should forge ahead in national unity and not politicize their deaths.
Grief comes to all Ghanaians. This is not just me, it's not the NDC, it's all of us. This is a national tragedy.
Are we going to see full participation from you, your delegation, the MPP in the burial process?
Oh, well, you can expect it. I mean, this is not a partisan issue. It's not a partisan issue. This is a national tragedy. And regardless, you should expect full participation.
Sierra Leone President Julius Maada Bio joined the nation to mourn. The families continue to mourn. Leaving their pain in the hands of their maker.
God knows best. We are just, as human beings, we are just passing by in this world. So I have not much to say.
Questions continue to linger about the future of the families of these 8 persons, with calls for care and compassion.
All the celebrations and the mourning will be off. It will be left to individual women who were married to these gentlemen to grieve together with their children. And that is the time Ghana should show that it won't never forget today. And we should cater for and look after the children and the wives of these noble Ghanaians who perished in the line of duty.
Well, we stay with Wednesday's tragic incidents because the Takoradi Air Force Base is holding a solemn candlelight vigil at the Takoradi Airport in honor of the 3 Air Force personnel who lost their lives in that tragedy. Our Western Regional Correspondent Akwasi Ejenim is currently joining us via Zoom. I'm grateful to you, Akwasi. Describe the atmosphere for us over there at the Air Force Base.
Well, Charles, as you can see from behind me, we have the pictures of the 3 fallen heroes of the Ghana Armed Forces, specifically from the Takoradi Air Force Base here in Takoradi, being displayed over there. Right in front of it, we have the clergy and the leadership of the Takoradi Air Force Base all here mourning at this very candlelight vigil, which is being held over here in their honor. And on my left side, you can see a lot of sympathizers, family people, and officers from the 2 garrison who are all here. You know, the 2 garrison is made up of the Western Naval Command, the Air Force, and the 2B, and that's the 2nd Infantry Battalion, all here to actually mourn and eulogize these fallen heroes. I mean, currently what is going on is that we're having the candlelight taking place. We've already lit the key light to symbolize the whole event, but most of the people in the audience cannot light their candles because of where we're having it right at the forecourt of the arrival at the Takoradi Air Force, and I'm told you can't have those lights actually lighted here because of the street over here. But it's a very solemn mood over here. We're having few statements coming from all stakeholders over here at this very vigil. But
well, it looks like we're having some technical challenges with Enim's feed there. Well, he's reporting from the Takoradi Airport where the Air Force is holding a candlelight vigil for the 3 servicemen who lost their lives in Wednesday's helicopter crash. We'll stay with that subject because the search for additional wreckage from the crashed military helicopter at Sikaman in the Ashanti region has entered its second day, with invigilators combing through the dense forest in pursuit of vital evidence. A team from the Ghana Air Force began work at the site on Thursday and is expected to remain there for several more days as they gather key material to aid the probe. Channel 1 News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani reports.
Investigators are scouring both the forest and the crash site for crucial information that could shed light on the incident. The area remains cordoned off, with military personnel stationed to secure the site and allow the team to work without interference. However, farmers whose lands fall within the restricted zone are voicing concerns over the impact on their livelihoods.
Store market on the money Ipacho koko fu ni bode kakra. Ipacho ammonia mekotoy, amonso krampo minimudi. Eno na mekotoy ana biscuit aberwa. Medibubo nsuom na mewe.
The Member of Parliament for Adansia Krofrom says the concerns have reached his attention and steps are being taken to address them.
We spoken with the assembly member to give us the list of those affected so that we will take it up. We've also spoken with the regional minister. So by the close of today, we hope to get the list so that we will take that up and support them so that they can have a meaningful life until the restriction is lifted.
He added that further engagements will be held with community members to ensure their cooperation with the investigative process.
Advise them for them to talk to those who pick something from the or anything from the incident site so that they'll bring them back. We were watching news yesterday and that one concern was that some who first visited the scene picked some let's say pieces of so it was something that we thought wise to come and talk to them, do announcement so that if there was something they picked from the scene, they can return it to also assist for the investigation that they need to conduct. We're happy that one of them brought a watch that he picked from the site or the scene. We have handed over to the leader of the team, the Armed Force team, who are currently here.
Meanwhile, the Ashanti Regional Minister on Thursday confirmed the recovery of the helicopter's black box. Investigators, however, are still searching for additional evidence.
Well, back from the Ashanti region, let's head back to Takoradi for that candlelight vigil. My colleague Akwesi Animaje is back on the line with us. Akwesi, what else are we expecting to happen at this vigil?
Well, I mean, it's a solemn mood, event over here. And as I told you initially, we're just having hymnals being played over here and some eulogies from people who knew these people, these officers that are fallen today, that everybody is mourning. But just to give you a bit of information, these 3 officers actually belong to a unit called the helicopter number 8 helicopter unit over here, who are a very critical component of the armed forces over here when it comes to the Air Force operations. And the sad bit is the fact that these are people who are all under the age of 40. We take squadron leader Nala, he was just 36, and then flying officer Achumantes Ampedu was just 30, and then the last person being Sergeant NS Adumensa being just 36 years. But it tells you how young these officers, were, and they couldn't actually live to their prime when it comes to the service of the Ghana Armed Forces. So it's basically a very solemn mood over here, and we have sympathizers all over here to make sure that they add some color to this very candlelight.
All right, I'm grateful to you. That was our Western Regional Correspondent, Akwasi Ejeanim, reporting from the Takoradi Airport, where a candlelight vigil is being held in memory of the 3 servicemen of the Ghana Air Force who perished in that Wednesday tragic accident at Adansi Akrofrom in the Ashanti region. Let's now head to the northern region, because as Ghana continues to mourn the 8 gallant servicemen who died in line of duty, residents of Tamale have been making their way to the family homes of the victims to offer comfort and support. Northern Regional Minister Ali Adolf Mberdiba paid an official visit to the Jisonyayili residence of the late squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala. Our Northern Regional Correspondent Shawana Yusuf has more in this report.
It is the 3rd day since the tragic military helicopter crashed in the Ashanti region that claimed the lives of 8 dedicated servicemen. In Tamale, the grief remains palpable as mourners gather to console the families left behind. This morning, the Northern Regional Minister Ali Adolf Mberdiba, representing the President of the Republic, visited the family home of the late squadron leader Peter Bafemi Anala to officially convey news of his passing. Addressing the bereaved family, the minister urged them to draw strength in this moment of profound sorrow.
I'm here representing His Excellency the President and the entire National Democratic Party in the region to officially announce to you the untimely demise of our son, our brother, our uncle, our friend, in a tragic death. We can only console you and pray that the good Lord gives you the heart to be able to contain this situation.
On behalf of the family, Daniel Syme thanked the government for its support and appealed for continued assistance as the mourning process unfolds.
It is true that we heard the demise or the passing of our brother among all the others. And so we have been in doubt and in mourning mood. And so today that you have come to confirm it, we realize that this has happened. We thank you for coming. We realize naturally that this is the work of God. And so we are happy that you are joining us in prayers for his departed soul.
The minister later joined worshippers at the Tamale Central Mosque, where the regional chief imam led special prayers for the late Member of Parliament for Tamale Central, Murtala Mohammed, and former Northern Regional Minister, Mohammed Muniru Limona.
It is our hope that the good Lord will listen to our prayer, help us, guide us as we fix a date to bury this statesman.
Let us now speak to Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo, the Eastern Regional Chairman of the NDC. The Eastern region is actually the home region of Dr. Edward Omanibuama, the late Defense Minister. Dr. Kevo, how are the people of the Eastern region, especially Koforidua, holding up following this tragic incident?
Good evening and good evening. Very good evening to your viewers and listeners. For us in the region, it's not been easy for us. The past 3 days has been very, very long for us. It's been very long 3 days mourning, and we are unable to describe how we feel now, because Dr. Omanibuama is a stalwart when it comes to Eastern Region NDC politics. He's somebody who has groomed a lot of the leaders of the party in the region now, including myself. So for many of us, we have been personally affected by this tragedy.
Hello, sir. I know these are difficult moments for you, but if you could please kindly speak up a bit for us.
Okay, I'm saying for many of us, it's been a personal, we've been personally hit by this tragedy.
All right.
Because many of us, many young people, many leaders in the party from the region now have virtually been reached by Dr. Idodomane-Boamah. I myself see myself as a creation, a political creation of Dr. Idodomane-Boamah. And we have not been able to come to terms with the reality. The whole region, from Koforidia to Akosombo to Afram Plains to Achianse to all the ends of the region, to Nsawam, everybody is mourning. And it's not been easy. The Regional Coordinating Council, led by the Regional Minister, who is also a political creation of Dr. Idodomane-Boamah, has issued a statement, and they are formally they've opened a book of condolence at the Regional Coordinating Council for people to condole with the family of Dr. Idodomane-Boamah. It's not been easy. At the party level where I lead,
okay.
I've also issued a statement on behalf of the party in the region, acknowledging the reality that our Dr. Idodomane-Boamah is no more with us, and we are also opening a book of condolence from Sunday to Thursday, in line with the directives from the presidency.
Okay, so we know that his mother, who we have been told has been unwell, was moved from Koforidia to Accra by the health minister. Have you been able to reach her since, and how is she doing?
Yes, I have been with the family since the Wednesday night through yesterday and today. Currently, the mom is fine. It's not easy. Losing your only child, it's not easy. At her age, she was expecting that she will rather lead, and her son will give her a befitting barrier. But now that's not a story. It's a different story that she's obviously not prepared for. So you imagine what she'll be going through by now. So she was brought down to Accra from Koforidia on the Wednesday. But she's here with the Kwao family. The Bomi Hene has been around together with Herbusia Penny, and the family from Kwao has been very, very fantastic. They've been around helping them to receive visitors, and also the family of the father of Dr. Idodomane-Boamah from Efigase. They have also been around for the past 3 days, trying to help also to receive visitors who come in to condole with the family. Okay.
Tomorrow there will be a memorial service here in Accra. I'm sure you'll be coming for that memorial service to represent the region. How are you mobilizing your people there as the leader of the party there in the region to be able to join us here in Accra and celebrate these people who perished last Wednesday?
Yes, the party has been informed. All our district chief executives, all political appointees of the region have also been informed. The party constituency chairmen, who are the custodians of the party in the various constituencies, have also been informed, and we expect them to be in Accra tomorrow.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Mark Oliver Kevo, the Eastern Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress. Let's move on away from that tragedy of Wednesday and focus on another tragedy, illegal mining. The fight against the illegal mining menace, particularly in the Ashanti region, remains a major concern for many stakeholders, with renewed calls for an end to the menace. To better understand the extent of the damage in the region, my colleague Umaru Sandamadu sat down with Channel One News' Middle Belt Bureau Chief Hafiz Tijani for deeper insights in this interview.
In our continuous coverage and focus on illegal mining in the country, we are speaking to our correspondents who cover mining areas that are affected by illegal mining, also known as Galamsey. Our focus today is on the Ashanti region, one of our major mining areas, and to ascertain how mining is being done and how illegal mining is being carried out in that particular area. Now, Ashanti region, Ho-Aflao, and other regions fall under our Middle Belt Bureau as a newsroom. And Hafiz Tijani is the bureau chief, and he's joined me in studio. Hello, Hafiz. You're welcome to Channel 1 Newsroom.
Thank you, Sandra.
So talk to me about the key mining areas in the area that you supervise as a newsman.
Well, so I always put Ashanti region in this way when it comes to Galamsey. So you look at from Kumasi as the center. So you are going towards Accra. You are using Konongo areas. These are some of the mining areas. So Konongo, before you get to Konongo, you are branching into Mbosomi Frehu. This is another mining area where illegal mining is endemic. The forest reserves, the water bodies, and you come back to Kumasi as a center, then you are heading towards the central region using the Obuasi, then you are having the Amansia, Bekwai, the three Amansias, so Amansia Central, Amansia West, then Amansia South. These are areas where Galamsey or illegal mining has devastated the environment, talk of the forest reserves and the water bodies.
So these areas you've mentioned as mining areas, do we have major mining companies doing business there or small-scale mining only?
Well, so you go to the Obuasi area, you have AGA, that's Anglo-Gold. It's so popular, it's a giant mining industry or firm. You go to the Amansia areas, you have the Asanko mining, and these are some of the major mining companies within
But there are also a lot
region.
of small-scale mining. Now,
Yes.
what about the illegal mining? Which areas do we see the illegal mining which we call Galamsey?
All these areas I'm talking about. You have illegal mining and you have small-scale mining.
How extensive is it, the illegal mining?
Well,
how bad is it?
The illegal mining is so bad that the water that produces or that supplies to the Ghana Water Company takes its source from, that's the Oda River. It's often polluted, and repeatedly the company has called for a shutdown, and it has been throwing this warning that it's going to shut down, And you go to the Konongo area, they have another river they take their water from, which they use to process and then supply to communities within the area. And it is devastating that river, and it is causing so much problem for the Ghana Water Company Limited. And they are not able to produce as much as they can. And even if they are able, the cost involved, the operational cost in supplying or treating this water to supply to their customers is having a burden on them. So it's so devastating.
Your region also has a lot of cocoa. How is this affecting cocoa production?
Well, so it's in two folds. Cocoa farmers sometimes give out by selling out their farms to these miners for the reason being that the miners mine in places where they access to their cocoa farms. So they will just have to give up and say that we have sold the farms. Sometimes they come with huge sums to persuade them to sell the cocoa farms. For those who are resisting to give in to this offer, the illegal miners forcibly enter these farms, mine at areas they think that the cocoa farmers can access to the farms, and if they are not able to access their farms, then they sell the farms to them by force. So that is the issue we are having. Some cocoa farmers are willing to sell, but now because of the education by the cocoa board and the sensitization in some of the farming communities, some of the farmers are now resisting the approach by the illegal miners.
Akufo-Addo, when he was president, put his presidency on the line. We saw deployment of soldiers, we saw drones and all of those things. There was an app. Then we have Mahama continuing with the fight. Over the period, how has the fight against Galamsey been, based on everything you've been seeing?
Well, so the national security has its operation. the police is also having its operation, the military. Then we have the Minerals Development Fund also coming in with that operation. But most people see it as uncoordinated. It's not well constructed. So you are having this agency going to this area, that agency going to this area. It's so scattered. So people believe that if this government want to succeed with all these efforts they are putting in, they should coordinate the exercises or the deployment, so that they know that today the police team is heading to the Amansia areas to deal with the illegal mining issue. Tomorrow, the military is also heading to the Obuasi area to deal with this issue. And the Mineral Development Fund also doing its bit to other areas within the region. But some see it as not coordinated. And the small-scale miners are also raising concerns. They say that if the government is not involving them, they know these illegal miners because they are small-scale miners. They have been in the business, so the government should bring them in, maybe invite some of their local task force to come in and help them. But they see the various operations and exercises as uncoordinated.
Ashanti is a very royal region. Otunfo presides and wields a lot of authority. What has been the policy of the Asantehene or the palaces of Menchia on illegal mining?
Well, the Asantehene has been so vocal, and he has been prompt in acting to ensure that galamsey or illegal mining activities are reduced or stopped within the region. So he has been so hard on the chiefs. He has distilled some of the chiefs. Allegations have been brought to him at his palace. He has also sent people to do his independent investigation to get the facts right. So he distilled a chief around the Sabronum area who was involved in galamsey activity, and he also has been giving warnings to chiefs who also want to chart that path, that he's going to distill them, and he has demonstrated that talk of his.
So you are hopeful that we can win the fight against galamsey?
Well, I think that it should be a coordinated effort. So from the traditional authority, if the Asantehene will come out and distill a chief because that chief is engaged in illegal mining activity, then the government should be doing its part and ensuring that DCs or government appointees who are also found culpable in this act should also be dismissed.
Thank you so much. Hafiz Sijani there, he's our Middle Belt Bureau Chief.
You are still watching the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still ahead. Finance Ministry invites public input for 2026 to 2029 budget planning. We have details in a moment. Please stay with us.
In Ghana, West Africa, the mornings are somewhat, if not for the perfect companion. What a good day to start. Work is always effective with NASCO Home Appliances. Classic home appliance for the fisher folks. And Nijepa, I want NASCO fear. NASCO, bring home happiness. In a fast-growing urban environment like Accra, safety should not be too far-reaching. It should be as easy as ABC. Hear the real stories from those who now feel safe like never before with Response 1. We were held at gunpoint in our own home, and they got away with it.
We didn't have Response 1 back then. That was the most terrifying experience of our lives.
But after that, we subscribed to Response 1 to ensure that never happens again. The last time the hoodlums tried, we had installed Response 1 monitored alarm system. Their response team arrived, followed by the police to ensure we are safe. Don't wait for tragedy to strike. Protect your home with Response 1's monitored alarm system and our theft protection guarantee. Immediate response, real protection. Response 1, stay connected, stay protected.
Welcome back to the Channel 1 Newsroom here on Channel 1 TV. Next is Channel 1 Business with Nete Ajao.
Channel 1 Business is brought to you by MTN and EcoBank.
How may I help you today?
We'd like to open a bank account.
Sign here, sign here, sign here, and here. And now you draw direction to your house. I need your thumbprint. And I'll need your birth certificate too. No, I need the original.
A lot has changed since you banked like this. So have we. We've made it easier than ever to open an account online and bank on the go through our mobile app, online banking, and more. EcoBank, a better way to bank your way.
Sign here, and here.
EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Hello, Natalie, you're welcome.
Thank you, Charles.
Well, it's been a difficult few days for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all trying to move on.
Yeah, very sad.
What do you have for us in business?
The Finance Ministry is moving on with work, so they are calling on various organizations, the general public, to send in, let me say, news to help them to be able to put together the 2026 budget. So we are hoping that it's going to be
2026 to 2029. Well,
budget, yes.
That's some long-term planning. Huh?
Yes, I think.
All right, let's go.
Okay. Now, the Ministry of Finance is asking business associations, professional bodies, financial institutions, civil society, faith-based groups, and the general public to submit proposals and ideas for Ghana's 2026 to 2029 budget statement and economic policy. In a public notice, the ministry acknowledged the value of past submissions in shaping national budgets and reiterated its commitment to inclusive and participatory policy making. Government is seeking to present the 2026 to 2029 budget in Parliament by November 15 and says contributions from stakeholders will play a critical role in refining economic priorities. All submissions are to be sent electronically to the ministry by the close of business day on Friday, August 29, 2025. Now moving on, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers Ghana has put on hold its plans to challenge the proposed 20% increase in transport fares following the suspension of the hike, which was set to take effect today, August 8. The Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council had justified the planned increment by pointing to several factors, including the failure of prices of goods, services and spare parts to adjust after a 15% fare reduction in May, among others. Daniel Sakiti has more in this report.
Some commercial drivers in Accra who spoke to Channel 1 Business had backed their planned hike, citing rising operational costs and shrinking profit margins.
At first, na yedi 7 cedis bibia okay, but it's a reduction be mu no. Amani ama so no kwa unya. So this year was saying ka enu say nko beti so no. Amoti so no kaka wona for so nti amode so. But here the case ka wona for ya anti amode so. Na the normal Sunday taxes account.
But commuters are not convinced. Many claim the May fare reductions were not enforced by drivers and argue that another upward adjustment will significantly strain household budgets.
In terms of something, you have to sit the transport minister down and go in a meeting before they do that. We, the public taking the transport there, it will affect us a lot. So how much are we earning? Reduce the fare. You refuse to reduce the fare. You see, instead of you to take legal action on some of your members, you did bad. Now you are telling us that you want to increase 20%. How?
Meanwhile, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers, which are threatening legal action against the transport union, describing the move as unjustified under the current economic conditions, has now backed down on the planned action over the suspension of the transport fare hike. Duncan Amwa is Executive Secretary of COPEC.
There's no need at all in compelling anyone to do any other thing if indeed what they threaten to do, which we found, quite extortionist. If you were simply asking your members to go and take more money at a time that fuel prices are lower, at a time spare parts cost has gone down, at a time that the general inflationary pressures in the country has declined. If you were still going to ask your members to go and take 20% more, then we would have subjected them or tested the law with them to see that if this sort of mass extortion should be entertained. But now that they have decided to stop that action, I think that there will be no basis whatsoever in asking for any remedy.
Let's now bring you an update on how the currency is performing on the interbank market. And that's all for Channel 1 Business. I am Netili Neti Ajao. Over to you, Charles.
Thank you very much, Netili. Let's focus on some other stories. And the prime suspect in the alleged murder of 38-year-old immigration officer Stephen Kinamwa, whose child remains were discovered 5 days after he went missing, has been remanded into police custody for 2 weeks. Rachel Engman has more in this report.
Brighter were believed to be the last person the late immigration officer contacted before his disappearance, appeared before the Adabraka District Court on Friday, August 8, 2025. The court has adjourned the case to August 22, 2025 as police continue their investigations. Stephen Kinamwa was reported missing on July 3 after leaving home to meet a friend who claimed readiness to settle a long-standing debt at a Shoreman estate. 5 days later, his partially burnt body was found at a Boom Junction near Kwabenya. Speaking to the media, the deceased family called on authorities to ensure justice is served.
Last born, no. You catch no. You hear me say, my attention, Samra Ohame Mammy, I went to me when a name. Yentimini dio, Yentimin na. Yatia near. Nara washa ya crasso. Entinia yes, Ranessa. Man penny for a police for. Mama can be a woman, my attention. Na yakwa ya say you come will be an aya qua. Nagana do beer can say enkosi she. Yes, Ramo, yes, Udimu.
I send him on so many errands. He delivers perfect. He's a very innocent soul. I have really lost a brother. I feel it's in my pain, my veins, my blood, everything. Indeed, nothing, I can't say much because nothing can bring my brother back. The family is really, really, really in pain. And all that I can say is we need nothing but justice for him.
A member of Asante Kotoko's communications team, Seth Nidakun, who was present in court, also shared his thoughts on the matter.
These are two people who are recognized among the section of our supporters. I know Bright, I know the disease as well. We move together, we do everything together as brothers. So it is something unthinkable of that a closest friend might have or could have done this to his brother. It's unfortunate, and you could see, I mean, the attendance and the people here just to see the proceedings. I witnessed the proceedings myself, and I mean, it doesn't have shame, okay? Because the moment he set his eyes on me, he was just nodding the head, just portrayed that he is innocent. But how can you be exonerated from this particular unfortunate incident?
The murder case of the late 38-year-old immigration officer Stephen Kinamwa has been adjourned to August 22. Reporting for Channel 1 News, I am Rachel Engman.
Now, healthcare facilities and medical professionals are coming under increasing strain from the surge in road crashes across the country. The Ghana Medical Association is calling for urgent intervention. Our Central Regional Correspondent, Akwesiado, has more.
A spate of recent road crashes in various parts of the country has claimed numerous lives, including 16 members of the Saviour Church of Ghana who perished in a grisly accident, on the Joaso-Nkoko stretch of the Accra-Kumasi Highway. Between January and June 2025 alone, Ghana recorded 7,289 road crashes, resulting in 1,504 deaths. The horrific scenes and the deep emotional toll on the victims' families have sparked concern among health professionals and the general public alike.
How many people the COVID killed compared to the number of who have been killed by road accidents? Just in the last 2 weeks or so, or less than that, we have over 50 people dying from road traffic accidents. This is just a week. As a country, we are mourning 8 people who died through, a helicopter crash. Yet we are silent when we have 8 to 16 children. The highest age range among those cases was 25.
Speaking to Channel One News during the ongoing 45th Annual General Meeting of the Society of Private Medical and Dental Practitioners in Cape Coast, the president of the Ghana Medical Association, Dr. Frank Sirbo, expressed grave concern over the country's poor road infrastructure, describing it as a key contributor to the carnage.
Obviously, the roads are bad. The designs are terrible. If you go on the Accra-Kumasi Highway, you will realize that the potholes we have there are like manholes. And so what happens is that most of these drivers spend so much time traveling from, let's say, Accra to Kumasi and even beyond. And then fatigue sets in. So immediately they encounter any road that is better. That is where they try to make up. So when that happens, obviously we are going to have these road crashes happening.
Dr. Sirbo warned that the rising number of crashes is placing an enormous burden on healthcare facilities and resources and called for swift, decisive action to curb the trend.
That when somebody has a road traffic accident and they sustain injuries, most often than not, they stay on the hospital bed for a long time. So, which means ensure that people who would need a bed for non-accidental injuries or just ordinary disease will not have access to those beds. Several man-hours are spent on those individuals to fix them. The kind of equipments you need to fix them are huge. Even the implants and all of that are very expensive, taking away resources that ideally we could have channeled into other areas. So it is taking a toll on all of us, and sometimes people never recover from their injuries.
Well, for drivers, traders and commuters who depend on the Ho-Aflao road daily, the long-promised rehabilitation has become a painful illusion. Despite years of political assurances and public pronouncements, the road remains cracked, eroded and riddled with potholes. Frustrated by the failed patchworks and repeated delays, road users are calling on the government to honor its commitment under the Big Push agenda by delivering permanent, durable construction that matches the scale of the promises made. Channel One News' Volta Regional Correspondent Desmond Salasiago has more in this report.
It was meant to be more than just a road. It was to symbolize progress, connecting the Volta region's capital to the Eastern Corridor and boosting economic activity. But despite being featured in government's high-profile infrastructure programs, the Ho-Aflao road remains in deplorable condition. Years of neglect have left it plagued by deep potholes, erosion, and structural failure. A brief attempt to rehabilitate portions ahead of the 2020 elections raised public hope, but that effort stalled soon after the polls. Commuters and residents say the situation has since worsened.
Nenamake miato alomia no nyomi wole duo me no nyebena ne de funo efuelo du no ko ina de kwa edolo medo na ho ta flacha mo do to na me to na megbe ela be no ten emonyo do kaba wa ten pogbo wa ti agbe na mi kake mo pe manyu ta mi yo kaka e na be mi bu na mi ano do
ye pe shock ko be bless ya ewo wa le be body ta mo la ni inu a chantara te ga do bale.
Some Okada riders and residents told Channel One News the poor condition of the road has led to several accidents. They say multiple promises have been made to reconstruct the road, but none have materialized. Business owners along the stretch have also raised concerns. Benjamin Boachi, a water distributor, says the bad road is crippling productivity and hurting his daily operations.
The road is actually affecting our track, and when it affects the track like that, it affects the business too. So we are pleading the district to help us with it so that the business can grow.
Roads and Highways Minister Kwame Gavins Abuja, at a recent press briefing, stated that 42 priority roads have been identified under government's Big Push initiative, including the Ho-Aflao road. For many road users, the renewed promise is welcomed, but they say they are tired of words and now demand action. They hope the Big Push will finally turn years of delay into lasting development.
We are changing the shocks maybe yesterday, I have to change my shocks from here to town. So for me, if they will do it, then I'm happy. So once they promise that they'll do the road, and we were told that the Big Push will be financing the road, so I'll be happy. For now, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt that what he said, he will go by it.
So we are begging them to do it, not only the promise.
Despite several assurances for the reconstruction of the Ho-Aflao highway, road users say they are hopeful the Big Push agenda will resolve the issue. Reporting for Channel 1 is from Petro District of the Water Region. My name is Lasam.
This is still the Channel 1 Newsroom on Channel 1 TV. Still to come. Dreams FC break into Africa's top 30 after historic CAF Confederation Cup run. Stay with us, we'll be back shortly.
Hey Ghana, so you people know Miss Brother Man small. If you it's your boy. Kill them all. But this time, I'm not only killing mosquitoes, I am killing the greats. See? This wouldn't have been possible if I didn't have the perfect mosquito-free atmosphere. Thank you, Out Insecticide. And yeah, Out Mosquito Coil. For a mosquito-free atmosphere, trust Out to... You are not serious.
Out Insecticide. So ya boa, faha.
Hey, so mommy, who is going to do my wade jollof?
Oh, Kwame. You know our secret, right?
Yeah. Efia.
Yes, me. I've got it.
Now add your Gino jollof mix.
The perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time. And there you have it, your original Ghana jollof.
Jollof so good.
Jollof so good. Tasty, yeah.
What is going on here?
Enjoy jollof the Ghana way. Gino jollof is made with the perfect blend of tomatoes, pepper, and fine herbs and spices to ensure a consistent taste every time.
Gino jollof so good.
This advert is FDA approved.
Thank you for staying with us here on the Channel 1 Newsroom. Up next is Channel 1 Sports with Bernard Abekwacher.
Hey Charles, how are you?
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm fantastic. You know, we're coming from a sad, you know,
I know.
Maybe, you know, a week, let me put it that way. And our football is getting interesting. You know, Dreams FC placing better, you know, because of their performance in the last campaign, and of course a little bit of, you know, highlight also. It's foreign football coming closer to this.
Man United, right?
Yeah. You love Carrington, what you see?
We just opened a new training ground.
Yeah, Carrington. Looks good, isn't it?
Yeah, I like it.
The club will get back to its feet. Let's get into other matters. All right, now Dreams FC have been recognized for their impressive debut campaign in the CAF Confederations Cup, securing 26th place in the latest CAF club rankings with 12 points. They still believe Lats reached the semi-finals of the 2023-2024 competition, becoming the first Ghanaian club to do so since the tournament's inception 2 decades ago. Their historic run ended with a 3-0 aggregate defeat to Egyptian giant Zamalek, following a goalless first leg draw in Cairo. Dreams FC remains the only Ghanaian team ranked in the top 50 across Africa. Media Mercy also featured in the latest ranking, placing 51st with 4 points after reaching the group stage of the CAF Champions League in their maiden appearance. Let's move international now, and West Ham's manager Graham Potter says Lucas Paqueta's clearance in the sport-fixing investigations brings much needed stability to the club ahead of the new season. The Brazilian had been under investigations by the English FA for alleged breaches related to suspicious betting patterns involving his yellow cards in Premier League matches. The case had stalled his proposed move to Manchester City last summer and left his future uncertain for over a year, with the FA now officially dropping the charges. Potter says the resolution ends a difficult chapter for the midfielder and allows both player and club to move forward with clarity.
Obviously, it's been a really challenging time for him. To have that hanging over has been tough for him and tough for the team and tough for the club. It's obviously something I've experienced at the back end of the season. I must say Lucas has handled it very, very well and always, trained and been part of the team. And once we had that good news, it's brilliant. On a human level, firstly, it's great. It gives the club some stability, I think, and positivity. And now we just use that and go forward. And we're looking forward to working with Lucas with not that situation hanging over him. He handled it all really well. He was incredibly positive. I think he's got a fantastic family that supported him, and I think the club and his teammates did a wonderful job as well. But nevertheless, he's still a human being fighting for his career, which is tough.
Well, that's the very latest from the world of sport, and I am Bernard Abeku. Charles, over to you.
Thank you, Abeku. Well, that'll be all for today's bulletin on the Channel 1 Newsroom. Before we go, though, let's recap our headlines. Nation to hold August 9 memorial for victims of Ghana Air Force helicopter crash. Search for military helicopter wreckage enters second day in Ashanti region. Ghana Medical Association urges urgent action as road crashes overwhelm health system. And broken promises on the Ho-Aflao road as commuters demand lasting repairs and a big push agenda. You will visit our website channel1newsonline.com for more information on our top stories and more. Subscribe to Channel 1 TV on YouTube for more exclusive video content from Channel 1 TV. Download the Channel 1 TV app on Google Play Store and the App Store. I am Charles Ozukumi, many thanks to you for watching.